Most people think beliefs are just thoughts, invisible stories floating in your head, but they're not. Every belief you hold is more like a signal sent through your entire body. It changes how neurons fire, how hormones are released, even how your cells behave. In other words, your biology is constantly taking orders from what you believe to be true. Think about it. Why can two people face the same situation, a diagnosis, a challenge, a setback, and have completely different outcomes? Why does one crumble under stress while the other heals, grows, or thrives? And what if the difference isn't in their body, but in their beliefs? In this video, we'll dive into the science that shows how beliefs literally shape your biology, how they program your brain, influence your hormones, and even switch genes on and off. And most importantly, you'll all learn how to reprogram those beliefs so your body stops reacting to fear and starts working for your transformation. Why do some people walk through life with resilience, healing quickly from setbacks, while others carry invisible wounds that never seem to close? Why does one person see an obstacle and freeze, while another sees the same obstacle and grows stronger? The answer isn't just willpower or genetics, it's what they believe. Every day, your beliefs shape how you interpret the world and how your body responds to it. Think about waking up late for work. If you believe, "I'm always behind," your heart might race, cortisol spikes, and your whole body enters a state of stress. But if your belief is, "I can handle this," your breathing stays steady, your nervous system remains calm, and your body conserves energy. Same event, different belief. Completely different biological reality. Philosophers have explored this idea for centuries. William James, often called the father of psychology, wrote that belief creates its own verification. In other words, the world responds not just to what is, but to what we expect. If you believe something is possible, your mind and your biology start organizing themselves around that outcome. If you believe it's hopeless, they prepare for defeat before you even begin. The Stoics taught a similar lesson. Epictetus said, "It's not things themselves, but our beliefs about things that disturb us. Pain, fear, and even illness are filtered through the lens of interpretation. The event is neutral, but the story we attach to it changes everything. And that story doesn't stay locked in the mind. It ripples through the body like a wave." Modern science is catching up to what these ancient thinkers already knew. Beliefs act like internal programs that influence not just behavior but biology. If you believe the world is hostile, your body stays on alert, releasing stress hormones, tightening muscles, preparing to fight or flee. If you believe you're safe and capable, your body shifts into healing and growth. It is like switching the operating system of your biology from survival mode to thriving mode. Here is a simple analogy. Your beliefs are the settings on your body as internal thermostat. Set it to fear and your internal environment adjusts to protect you, raising stress, lowering immunity, prioritizing survival. Set it to trust and your body reallocates energy to growth, creativity, and repair. The room is the same. The thermostat setting changes everything. Buddhist teachings echo this truth too. They describe reality as a construction shaped by perception, and perception shaped by belief. What you believe about yourself and the world acts like a filter, coloring everything you see and even how your body reacts to what you see. The same rainstorm is a disaster to one farmer and a blessing to another, not because the rain changed, but because belief changed. And here is the subtle but profound point. Beliefs are not just thoughts floating around in your head. They are signals that train your biology how to behave. When you repeat a belief often enough, your nervous system wires itself around it. Your hormones follow suit. Your cells listen and respond. Beliefs become biology. So when we say you are what you believe, it's not just a metaphor, it's neurochemical reality. And the most empowering part? Beliefs are not fixed. They can evolve. They can be reprogrammed. And when they change, everything changes with them, including the very cells that make up who you are. How can something as intangible as a belief, a simple thought you repeat to yourself, change something as physical as your brain cells or your hormones? It sounds almost magical. But it's not magic, it's biology. And once you understand how it works, you realize you have far more power over your body than you were ever told. Let's start with your brain. Every time you repeat a belief, "I'm not good enough," or "I always find a way," your neurons fire in specific patterns. According to the principle, neurons that fire together, wire together, these patterns strengthen over time, creating neural highways that make the belief feel automatic. And once that belief becomes automatic, it doesn't just stay in your head. It starts sending commands to the rest of your body. Here's how. Beliefs activate your hypothalamus, a small region in the brain that acts like a command center for your hormones. If your dominant belief is rooted in fear or self-doubt, the hypothalamus signals the release of cortisol and other stress hormones. Your heart beats faster, your immune system weakens. Digestion slows, all because of a sentence you keep repeating silently. But change the belief, replace "I'm in danger" with "I'm safe and capable," and a very different chemical story unfolds. The hypothalamus begins to release oxytocin and dopamine, hormones associated with trust, motivation, and healing. These chemicals tell your body it's okay to grow, repair, and thrive. Same person, same brain. Different biology because the belief changed. This goes even deeper. Epigenetics, the science of how environment and perception affect gene expression, shows that beliefs can literally turn genes on or off. Bruce Lipton's research reveals that cells listen to the chemical environment created by our thoughts. A mind full of fear sends signals that suppress growth and repair genes. A mind full of possibility does the opposite, activating genes that support vitality and resilience. Your beliefs are like the conductor of an orchestra, deciding which biological instruments play and which stay silent. And then there's the placebo effect, one of science's clearest proofs that belief shapes biology. Countless studies like those led by Fabrizio Benedetti show patients healing from sugar pills simply because they believe they're receiving real medicine. Their brains release endorphins, their immune systems respond. Their symptoms improve not because of chemistry in the pill, but because of chemistry created by belief. Think of your body like a garden. Beliefs are the gardeners. Negative beliefs plant weeds that choke growth, chronic stress, inflammation, tension. Empowering beliefs plant flowers, resilience, healing, regeneration. And every day, through the beliefs you nurture, you're tending to that garden, whether you realize it or not. Here's the powerful truth. Beliefs are not passive. They are instructions, written in the language of neurochemistry that your body obeys. And when you change those instructions, you change the way your biology behaves. And that brings us to the most important part of this video. Because if beliefs shape your biology this deeply, then learning how to reprogram them is one of the most powerful tools you'll ever have. And in the next part, I'll show you a simple but profound practice to start rewriting those internal instructions so your body stops reacting to fear and starts responding to possibility. Let's pause and bring everything together. You learn that beliefs are not just thoughts, they are biological commands. You saw how they wire neurons together in the brain, how they trigger hormones through the hypothalamus, and how they can even turn genes on and off through epigenetics. You learned from William James and the Stoics that beliefs shape how we experience the world, and from Buddhism that perception itself is built from belief. And you saw in the placebo effect the ultimate proof that belief alone can trigger real physical change. Now imagine applying all of this in your life. Imagine waking up and, instead of replaying the old belief "I'm stuck," your body receives the instruction "I'm capable of change." Your cells respond differently, your hormones shift. Your entire system starts aligning with growth instead of fear. Imagine facing a challenge and, instead of shrinking back, your biology fuels you with clarity, energy, and resilience, not because the world changed, but because you changed the code you were sending to your body. So let's start changing that code right now. Here's a simple but powerful practice called belief reprogramming breath. It takes just 3 minutes, but done consistently, it can begin rewiring your biology from the inside out. Sit somewhere quiet. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths, slowing your exhale to calm your nervous system. Bring to mind a limiting belief you often repeat, something like "I'm not enough" or "I always fail." Say it silently once, and notice how your body reacts. Tension in the chest, shallow breath, maybe a knot in your stomach. This is your biology responding to that belief. Now consciously replace it with a new belief, one that feels empowering but still believable. Like, "I am learning and growing every day." As you repeat it slowly, breathe deeply and imagine each inhale carrying that belief into your cells. Visualize that new belief as a signal spreading through your body, neurons lighting up, hormones shifting, cells responding. This exercise works because it combines 3 powerful mechanisms: breath to calm the stress response, conscious repetition to rewire neural pathways, and visualization to engage the body's predictive coding, the system your brain uses to anticipate and prepare for reality. In short, you're giving your biology new instructions to follow. Do this daily, even for just a few minutes, and you'll start noticing subtle changes. calmer reactions, more energy, more confidence. Over time, those changes compound because your body isn't fighting against you anymore. It's working with you. And now I want to hear from you. Which belief are you ready to rewrite starting today? Share it in the comments because naming it is the first step to changing it. And if this video helped you see your mind and body in a new way, subscribe for more science-based tools to reprogram your thoughts, reshape your biology, and transform your reality from the inside out.